Hi everyone, welcome back to a brand new video. I hope you're all doing well and that you survived the first 2 weeks of the new year. Today's video is about a topic that is very near and dear to my heart, and that is building and curating your forever wardrobe. So I went through this process not too long ago, so I'm going to share with you the lessons I've learned and the tips that I use to build a wardrobe that is versatile, that I feel confident in, that I'm inspired by, and that just overall makes me really happy. So I have my notebook here. I made a lot of notes yesterday because there's just so much that I want to say on the topic and I didn't want to forget anything, but as I said, it is a topic that is very near and dear to my heart. Building your wardrobe, building a wardrobe that you're happy with, and not having any day where you feel I don't have anything to wear. So just a bit of background and story time. So about three and a half years ago, I moved to Canada from South Africa with only 2 suitcases, nothing else. So I had to basically build my wardrobe from scratch. And you might think, oh well, that's amazing, how fun. And yes, to a certain extent it is, but it can feel very overwhelming if you're not sure what your personal style is. So my recommendation is to first figure out what your personal style is, and I can actually do a separate video on that. So if you want a video on how to find your personal style, I can definitely film that, kind of everything that I went through. I think I filmed one a couple of years ago here on YouTube if you go and search for it, but if you want me to do an updated one, I'll be happy to. But I'll post a reel that I posted on the 1st or the 2nd of January showing you my style evolution, the transformation that I went through in finding my personal style. So you'll be able to see initially there's a lot of color, lots of trendy pieces, and then there was a shift and a complete 180, and that was about 1.5 to 2 years ago. And my style went from very colorful and trendy, and that was when I really wasn't sure about what my personal style was. I just felt like every couple of days I was in a panic. Oh gosh, I don't know what my personal style is, I don't know how I'm supposed to dress. So I went through all of that, and then just a switch went on and I finally figured out how I want to portray myself and how I want to dress every single day. And then my style went to more classic and timeless, still with trendy elements here and there, but for the most part very classic, timeless, minimal, and mostly neutral colors. So without rambling on any further, let's start with the first tip and the first lesson that I learned. Okay, so the first one, and I probably should have left this one until the end, but I wanted to start off with it, and that is a capsule wardrobe isn't for everyone. And this might be a very unpopular opinion because I know capsule wardrobes are really popular. They have been for the last, gosh, 5 to 10 years. But I just feel like capsule wardrobe doesn't necessarily work for me, and I've heard a few people say that they feel kind of bored with a capsule wardrobe. So if you are starting your wardrobe from scratch, I think a capsule wardrobe is a really good place to start because it kind of gives you an idea of the basics that you will need to start off with. So basics that are versatile, you can mix and match them, and you can create a lot of different outfits. And that is essentially the definition of a capsule wardrobe. You have a limited amount of pieces, everything goes together, and that way you can create a lot of different outfits. Now, as I said, I think a capsule wardrobe is a great place to start if you are building your wardrobe from scratch. It is also a great reference point if you are traveling and you're packing, and that is how I personally pack when I go on trips. Is I use the concept of a capsule wardrobe. So 3 to 4 colors, minimal pieces, everything goes together, and that way I know I can create a lot of different variations from those pieces. But where I find the capsule wardrobe is a bit limiting is number one, the amount of pieces. Now, none of us need 15 pair of jeans. That is not what I mean. But for instance, a capsule wardrobe will say that you need one white t-shirt, you need one black pair of pants. But I find that actually you need maybe two styles of black pants. One that is tailored and wide leg, something that looks really great, more dressed up for evening, with a very nice dressy top and a pair of heels. And then a straight leg cropped trouser, which you can wear year round. It's great for work as well. You can wear it with sneakers, and it works with all types of shoes. So just limiting yourself to one pair of black trousers, for instance, can feel very restricting. And also, for instance, the white t-shirt. I love an oversized, more boxy white t-shirt, but there are occasions where I want a white t-shirt that is a bit more fitted. So that is why I say it can be a bit limiting, but a great place to start if you don't know where to start and you need to start from scratch. And the other thing is colors. So typically a capsule wardrobe will be made up of 3, at the most 4 colors, and that is just to make sure that all of the pieces can easily be mixed and matched. You know everything will go together, and it's kind of a no-brainer. But although I wear a lot of neutral colors, I find that I don't only want to have like 3 or 4 different colors in my wardrobe. I want to have a lot of different colors within the neutral color spectrum. So I started off with a capsule wardrobe kind of concept when I started building my wardrobe, but now I can kind of build onto that, build it out even further, add different styles and different colors, if that makes sense. So if you are starting from scratch, don't feel like you only have to stick to a capsule wardrobe. So instead of using the capsule wardrobe concept, there are 2 things that I focus on when I add pieces to my wardrobe. And number one is that I focus on basics first. And this is what a capsule wardrobe essentially teaches us, is that basics are great and versatile, and they are because essentially they are the foundation of every single outfit. So I make sure that my basics are covered, not necessarily limited to just a few pieces like with the capsule wardrobe, but I make sure that I have the basics in the different colors that I tend to wear a lot, that goes with everything else in my wardrobe, and I kind of build that out. So if I, for instance, have a brown coat, brown sweater, and I think, okay, maybe it's a good idea to add a brown tailored trouser, then that will open up my wardrobe even more and make it even more versatile, give me more outfit options. So I focus on that. But the other thing that I think is even more important is focus on quality. And we've heard it everywhere, like everyone says focus on quality over quantity. But the reason that I've found this to be really helpful is if I invest in a good quality black sweater this season, then I don't have to buy one next season, so that money can be allocated somewhere else and I can buy something different with that, something that I don't already own in my wardrobe. So what I used to do is, like with every new season, and I'm not sure if this is how I grew up or if that was just something that all of us did. Like every season you buy like a new black sweater, you bought a new white shirt, you bought a new pair of jeans, but now when investing in quality pieces, I find that if I buy it this season, the next season I don't have to buy it again. So you actually save money in the long run. It's also a lot more sustainable, and I find that I don't get as anxious, oh gosh, I need this black sweater now because I bought one this year, I'll have one next year, so I can rather focus on other pieces. Then the next tip is you don't have to buy everything all at once. And this doesn't only apply to someone that is starting their wardrobe from scratch. This actually applies to all of us. You don't have to buy everything all at once. I think that is the easiest way that you can purchase pieces that you're unsure of. They'll maybe be regret purchases. It's maybe something that you don't need, or it's not exactly what you were looking for. So take your time, be patient. Rome wasn't built in a day. And what I did when I started building my wardrobe essentially from scratch is I focused on color stories. That's what I called them. So the first season, kind of when I found my personal style, it was the end of summer, not last year, 2022. So it's a year and a half ago. So it was end of summer 2022, beginning of going into fall and winter. So at that stage I was focusing more on my fall winter wardrobe, and I decided, okay, the color story that I am going to stick to for fall winter 2022 was going to be creams and blacks for the most part. And I focused on building out my basics, making sure that I had my basics, those versatile foundational pieces in those colors, because I felt like the cream and the black, it always goes really well together. It will avoid my wardrobe looking either too dark or too light, because we've got a good mix going on. So I essentially focused on those two colors. They're great neutrals and they go with everything. And then this past winter I worked on a different color story. I was more into curating brown pieces and gray pieces, which fit in with my black and cream color story from the previous season. But because I bought higher quality pieces then, it wasn't necessary for me to invest in those again. So I could build in different colors into my wardrobe to make it even more versatile. So that is a tip that I have. Using the color story, pick 2 if you want 3 colors, and then make sure that you have the basics covered in those colors, and that way as you build your wardrobe over time, everything will just seamlessly go together. It's easy to mix and match, and it will just be a lot more versatile. The next tip is to have a wish list, and this has served me really well ever since I started building my wardrobe and curating my forever wardrobe, and I still have a wish list running now. So I just put it in my notes app on my phone, and whenever I shop, whenever I browse online, or I go into the store, I try and focus on these pieces. It's mostly pieces that I've identified that I don't have in my wardrobe and that would be really useful when styling outfits. And this usually happens when I put together outfits and I want to grab something, then I realize I don't have it, and then I think to myself, gosh, if I had that, it would be really great with this outfit. And if that happens a few times, then I know it's a piece that will be a really great addition to my wardrobe. It's something that I need because I want to grab for it, but I don't have it. So then it goes onto the list, and it's clothing pieces, accessories, and I just refer to that whenever I shop. I try to stick to the list. It's not always that easy because like my mind can get really sidetracked when seeing lots of beautiful pieces, but I know that those pieces on the list are gonna be really versatile in my wardrobe and will just allow me to style my outfits a lot more creatively and just come up with a lot of different new looks. And essentially that injects a bit of newness into your wardrobe, so it feels new if you come up with new outfit combinations. So if you don't already have a list of pieces that you need in your wardrobe, I highly recommend that. Contrary to what everyone is telling you, you don't have to shop the sales. Don't feel pressured in buying something just because it's on sale or just because you're seeing sale signs everywhere. So back in South Africa, sales weren't nearly as big as they are here in North America. We had like end of season sales, we had a bit of Boxing Day sales, but it wasn't crazy, it wasn't a frenzy like it is here. So when we moved here, it was so overwhelming. You had like Thanksgiving sales, like Black Friday, then just before Christmas, then just after Christmas, then January sales, then mid-year sales, and it was just really overwhelming. So I've made a lot of mistakes when it comes to sale purchasing pieces that I didn't necessarily need, purchasing pieces that weren't exactly what I was looking for, but it was on sale, so it should be a good purchase, right? So just don't feel pressured to shop the sales. Stick to your wish list. If you find something on sale that's on your wish list, then that is a great thing to do, because you save a bit of money, and all of us love to save a bit of money, but don't feel like you have to go crazy in the sales just because you get a discount. I try and stick to my list, or if there's something that I've had my eye on for a while, then I see if it is in the sale, if it goes into the sale, and then that's just a bonus. But don't feel pressured into shopping the sales. I actually was really good this year when it came to the sales. I purchased a black coat during the Black Friday sale, which was something that I needed, and I've worn it a ton. And then I bought 2 pieces in the kind of Boxing Day, winter, January sales, and that is it. And I was really proud of myself because I felt like I made really wise purchasing decisions. All of them were pieces that I've had my eye on for a while, and that I felt there was a gap in my wardrobe. So yes, stick to your list. So next up, let's talk about investment purchases. And honestly, there's a lot that I can say on this, but this is kind of my tip if you are looking to buy a more higher end piece, something that is maybe designer, not necessarily if you just want to invest a bit more money into something that feels higher quality. I would always recommend going for bags and belts. The reason why I say bags and belts is it's something that you can literally wear every single day, and that means the more you wear it, the lower the cost per wear is. So we get that cost per wear down, and at the end of the day, all of us want a purchase to be worth the money, and the more times you wear something, then the more worth it is. So that's why I say bags and belts. At least in my wardrobe, a bag and a belt is something that I wear most days. So I have started investing slightly more in my belts, more so in my belts than I do in my bags, but I just wear them every single day, and I find that they're a really good purchase for me. You don't have to go designer, you can go just higher quality, say for instance a leather bag or a leather belt, but I find that bags and belts are a really good place to start. I do have a few pairs of shoes that are more on the expensive side, but I just don't think it's worth spending that amount of money on shoes, and not everyone will agree with me. Remember, we're talking about building your wardrobe from scratch, and I know, like, I love shoes, but I know a lot of people out there love designer shoes, and I love designer shoes as well. But I just think if you have to choose between spending a lot of money, if you have a certain budget, spending it on a pair of designer shoes or a designer handbag, I think the handbag will serve you really well, because it's something that you'll be able to wear a lot more than, for say for instance, a pair of designer boots, which you can only wear really in fall and winter, or a pair of designer heels, which you will probably maybe only wear when you dress up or go out, unless you wear it day to day. So if you are looking at what to purchase, slightly higher quality, a bit more of an investment piece, definitely have a look at handbags and belts, because I think that's a great place to start. Another thing I just want to add to the investment purchase segment is to focus on neutral colors. In the past, I have made 1 or 2 mistakes where I spent slightly more than I should have on pieces that weren't neutral, so I wasn't able to wear it with everything in my wardrobe, and I actually at one point struggled to style it with anything other than 1 or 2 outfits. And if I find a picture, I'll put it up here. It was a lavender clutch bag from Monsieur Gabriel. Such a beautiful clutch bag. Honestly, it's the dream. But I went for lavender. Why? I don't know. If I went for black or tan or even cream, I would still have it, but I just ended up wearing it with only a few pieces in my wardrobe. Needless to say, I sold it because it just didn't really work in my wardrobe. So especially for those higher price point purchases, stick to neutrals, because that way you will be able to wear it with everything. The last tip that I have applies for whenever you want to make a new purchase, and that is to define tick boxes. So what I mean by that is, have a look at the piece. If it kind of ticks all of your boxes of pieces, items, styles that you know you wear often, that work in your wardrobe, that are versatile, then you know it's a good purchase. So I have 3 tick boxes, and the tick boxes can only really be defined once you know what works for your current lifestyle, what works in your wardrobe, what you love to wear, you prefer a certain style over another, that sort of thing. So the 3 tick boxes that I have is, number 1, is it a neutral? I don't feel comfortable wearing color. You would have seen in the reel that I posted at the beginning, I used to wear a lot of color. Even back in South Africa, once you opened my wardrobe, it was just a rainbow of colors. Now I just don't feel comfortable in color. I don't find it to be really versatile in my wardrobe, so I steer clear of color for the most part. I tried to dabble in color the past summer, but I just didn't end up wearing those pieces as much as I should, because when you make a purchase, you want to wear it over and over again because you love it and you want to feel great and comfortable and confident in it. And there's nothing wrong with wearing only neutrals. There's also nothing wrong with wearing only color, but I think it's important to define which camp you're in to make sure that your purchases are going to be good purchases. So that's my first tick box. The second one is, does the item work in my day-to-day wardrobe? So the question I usually ask myself is, can this be dressed up or down? Because that means that I'll be able to wear it day to day for whatever outfit I plan on styling, or I'll be able to dress it up for more dressy occasions like going for dinner, date night, an event, that sort of thing. So that is really important to me. Obviously there will be exceptions if you're going to a gala dinner or a wedding, where most of the time you wear pieces that you don't wear day to day. But even for more special occasions now, I try to purchase pieces that I will be able to wear more than once, so I don't only wear it once and then it goes to the back of my closet. But for the most part, for my day-to-day purchases, I want to be able to wear a dressier top during the day if I want to. Then I can pair it with jeans and ballet flats, and then dress it up for evening with a pair of tailored trousers and a kitten heels. So I make sure that the pieces work in my day-to-day wardrobe, those activities that I do most of the time, not just occasionally. And then the last tick box, and this one only applies to shoes, but I stick to kitten heels and flats whenever I buy shoes. I know that I don't find high heels comfortable. I don't wear them that often, so whenever I love a shoe and it's a higher heel than I used to wear, then I just steer clear because I know I'm not going to wear it a ton. So kitten heels and flats, that way I know I'll get the wear out of them and they'll work in my day-to-day life. Gosh, I realize now what a chatty video this was, but yes, I'm just very passionate about this topic, so I hope you found these tips really helpful in case you are at a point where you want to build your wardrobe, you want to make it like the best wardrobe you've ever had, but something that is versatile, makes you feel good, but also sustainable. And even if you're not, even if you have a wardrobe that is amazing, I think these tips will still be useful. And of course, these tips, I just want to say, they worked for me, and it's mostly based on my style and my preferences, but you can adapt it to your own style and preferences and likes and dislikes. So you can definitely do that. You don't have to follow everything I say to a T, but it's just meant to be like a guideline. And if you have any questions or you need any help, let me know in the comments down below, and also let me know if you want me to do a video on finding your personal style. I can definitely do that. So the next video will be more of an outfit inspiration one again. I know I've had a lot of requests for outfits specifically for indoors. I know it's winter in most parts of the world now, and most of us are indoors a lot of the time, so you want ideas on elevated and interesting indoor outfits. So that is going to be the next video, and then from there on, more outfit inspiration videos. And yes, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. I would love you to join the Styled family, and also don't forget, go and give me a follow over on Instagram. I share even more outfit inspiration and style tips over there. And that is it for today. I will see you again in the next video. Bye.